that you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there, I'm disappointed. And with me, hello. Three plucky girl assistants, Brian, Eddie and Dominic.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
That was very laid back, Brian.
What?
Are you a laid back dude?
Today I am.
Hooray, this is good.
I've gotten sleep. I'm very happy.
Oh, dear me. Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah. I've completely forgotten where I'm going with any of this. This is a good start. It's a great start to the show. It can only go downhill. Right, so the usual thing we do the rounds. Who's had a good week? So, Eddie, have you had a good week?
No. I had a bout of diverticulitis on Wednesday afternoon, so
What is
I was
that?
off sick and working.
Sorry, what is that?
It's an infection I get in my guts, and we'll probably just leave
Should
it
we
at
leave
that.
it there
It's
for
very
about
painful.
a good 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll let it simmer. A night's sleep, relax, stay away from work. We'll try and cut down the stress. I was back to work on Friday, and looking after mother-in-law just now, and me and Angela are pretty much on lack of sleep. So Red Bull, sugar-free, cut the sugar-free, get the sugar out, take the caffeine, works wonders.
Oh,
Recommended.
what could possibly go wrong?
It's only can number 2. Don't worry.
Dominic, how was your week, love?
Oh, it was all right. I don't want to say anything too good in light of poor old Eddie.
Yeah, I know. It's a case of
no good news.
Say good news, but play it down.
Yeah. It's been an all right week. Yeah, just been doing bits and pieces and I haven't left the house. So it's about another day, another week at the lockdown.
Yes.
What can you do?
Yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel until it all goes wrong again.
The old Bojo up there is saying that we can officially start to meet friends outside from next week, I believe.
Yeah, but he's missing the point. Some of us don't have friends. So what do we do?
Any local friends?
Exactly. Most of my friends are online. Because I think people prefer to keep me at a distance.
Oh
no. Right, okay, Brian, your week?
Been okay. I mean, nothing great, nothing bad. We have a special guest.
He made it! Hello, Alistair.
Hello.
How are you, love?
I'm good.
That's
Of
good.
course, is a relative statement in these times.
That's true, yes. How's your week been, Alistair?
It's been quite busy. I've finished a project for Keith Barnfather, which is quite a nice look to do.
Is
and
that the
I'm just
lockdown
doing
thing?
the mix of no. I might do some work on that.
Good. Can you make
later
me
on.
sound really sexy, please?
I've got a plug-in for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Gonna be
Yes.
need to be a very high-tech plugin.
It is. Yeah, I'm still paying it off.
Actually, auto-tune. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, it's the Siobhan plugin. So
He
you know,
had to
it's
create it
gonna
a few
cost.
years ago. There was an incident.
There was, yes, and I'm trying to avoid another.
It's
So,
true.
so there you go. Yes, and last summer we did a film during the lockdown, and I'm mixing out the episodes of that as they're sent to me. Yes.
Fair enough.
So I've just finished mixing the dialogue of that. I'm just laying in the atmospheres now. I thought I had not recorded the sound for one of the scenes but it turns out that I had. It was on my phone. But get this, it was on my new phone. Yeah, I bought a new phone, and you do this thing where you transfer the contents of everything across.
Oh, yes.
You
yes.
go,
Yeah.
leave it for half an hour, and it copied everything, contacts and pictures, but also apps and what I'd recorded on those apps. So I was just like, oh my God, there's all the sound. So yeah, so I was able to rescue the project. Yes, they've probably done all of it.
Brilliant.
I think yes.
I
finished
need to
that.
quickly turn to chat. Radox the Green's come in, but he's having a lot of problems. Past couple of weeks, Twitch hasn't let him log in, and apparently the stream is unwatchable due to buffering, even after doing the latency thing. So
I thought that was me because I've got the Twitch stream on my other screen, and it's buffering something badly. I just thought it was my internet connection that was the worry. So yeah, that's a bit of a
Might
worry.
be England specific or over there.
hang on.
I'm not getting anything from it, so
Now,
I'll go back in, but
wait for the feedback.
I'm noticing.
although it could be
Yep,
Virgin
it's still
Media
buffering.
specific.
yeah,
I'm noticing everyone here is a bit jittery. So, like Benny. Just
hands
now
up
was
if you're on Virgin Media.
I'm on Virgin Media,
Yep.
but
Okay.
normally I have a blisteringly fast connection.
No, this
You know,
is it's not buffering for me. So
Yeah, but you're a little bit scratchy, and I'm not just talking about your mood.
ha 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 ha.
So yeah, it was
That's a bit odd.
no, because we used to have, I don't know, a slow speed. You know the speed test website thingy where it sort of the needle goes round, and it used to sort of go up to about there, and then I did the test, and it just went boink. If it had been real, it would have broken.
That is one of the good things about Virgin Media. When they upgrade their
Yes.
stuff, you get automatically get a free upgrade, which is
Yes.
Just don't get the speed.
Well, my download speed is very, very good. Upload speeds are obviously
Oh
not
god,
so
the
good.
uploads these are terrible.
Yeah,
That's
It's,
why
uh,
it's sort of,
it's the world over.
But anyway, Radox the Green, yes. Sorry you're having this trouble, love. We will see you on YouTube. Yes, feel free to like and subscribe.
Nicely done.
Thank you
Very
very much.
nicely done.
Snuck that
Very
in.
good.
It was very good.
So,
Flashing
how
Blade
do you,
News. Sorry, Dom, go on.
I was just saying. Oh, I was just following your joke with the ring the bell. You know.
Oh,
yeah.
yes, ring the bell. Yes, that's a new thing.
I just heard
Yeah.
mute.
Mute. Yes, that would be a good thing to do to this as well.
Let's be told.
Flashing Blade News.
What?
Oh, sorry,
Yes.
Alistair. Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Alistair, Virgin Media, it's going to happen. It happens
It's
to me
Virgin
every week.
Media.
Here's me on Sky.
Oh,
And
sorry,
Fox.
it's Virgin Media.
What just happened?
You vanished, and we haven't got video.
I can see whoever's talking because I saw Ben do the happy sign, and then who am I looking at now? I don't know who I'm looking at.
Who's?
And
Hang
no,
on.
wait,
Who's
I'm
Ben?
shall I go out and come in
Me.
again?
I'm Ben.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, try
go
again,
on, then.
Alistair.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just grab my screen names because it's been so
You might
long.
have
I've
to
forgotten
re-enable,
it
turn
already.
on your video
See.
again.
I'm
Turn on camera. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
and Benny's my other moniker. It's my screen name, Benny Boy 1970.
Okay. Jonathan Beckard.
So, as
Excellent.
always, bringing in a professional has really helped with our standards.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry.
No. It's fine.
Our
It's a
standards are
certain
pretty
level of
much fictional at
consistency
this
we
point.
have. It's just this level of consistency. Yeah, Flashing Blade News. Yes.
Oh.
There is a chance. We're going to have a holiday special. Because we can't do
Can
a
I play
picnic in the
C3PO?
park or whatever. at the moment. So we're going to do a holiday special where all the Flashing Blade presenters from the past will be joining us. Though
warning about the future.
currently there's a chance that one of them might not. In fact, I don't think she will. But everyone else is going to be joining us. Sinister, Davies, Steve Hatcher, Vicky, and of course Bob. So I'm really, I'm actually quite excited about it, I will admit. Sinister's been nagging me
can't
for
wait to
ages
meet
do
Bob.
this. Oh,
I
Bob's a
cannot wait to meet Bob.
sweetheart. He's a
Me and
sweetheart.
Bob, I feel are kindred spirits. I want to meet Bob.
Okay, we'll arrange this. We'll put you in a little sort of separate room, and we'll
Absolutely.
check in on
Yeah.
you every now and again.
Yeah.
You know,
Every so often.
A little separate room. We can fight over the comfy chair. And who's Adric?
now I'm going to be honest with you. I've got to be very careful about that comfy chair joke because I do want to do it. Believe me, I want to do it. But he's got wise to it. I'm just hoping that the time since he's been on the show to now, he's forgotten. But I've got to be. Basically, I'm after. I think it was the Time of Angels or whatever it was, Flesh and Stone, the Matt Smith one, where he got an angel to say "comfy chair," and the angel was called Bob.
Oh, yeah.
And so I got Bob to say "comfy chair" without realising it, and then he realised. Oh, Bob was such an utter sweetheart. He really was. He was a
He's lovely.
lovely,
Bob-
lovely man.
Bob's an angel.
Yes, he is. Very much so. So I don't know when this is going to be happening. I'm currently begging one person to say yes. But seriously, working with me can't have been that bad an experience, can it?
Contractually obligated to say no.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
That was a very...
Oh, yes, here it is in the contract. Yes.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
that was a very, very subtle cough. Thank you for that, Alistair. It was...
That's all right. I've got to have a COVID test on Friday so I can perform on Saturday. No, I've got a COVID test on Saturday morning so I can perform live online in the afternoon.
Oh, the lovely Alistair. I get one done every Sunday morning. So I passed. I failed. Failed? Yeah, I was negative. So I was negative again this morning.
Don't worry,
horrible.
one day you'll
This
pass.
is good. Is that there's this, what's it called, rapid fluid or something?
That's
test?
the one. We've got a bundle of them downstairs. We've got another week's supply. So it's
I thought
10
I
seconds
don't-
up your nose. 10. Dead easy.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like some kind of waterboarding thing. They hold you down and say, "Do you have COVID?" No. Is that all right?
I just got the shot. I mean, I'm good.
As we said, I think
one.
I had the shot. I think last week. No, absolutely no side effects whatsoever,
Well, that
Oh,
was
that's
a
good.
good shot,
which makes
wasn't
me think it hasn't worked.
Which one did you have?
AstraZeneca by Christopher H. Bidmead.
Yeah, I had that one. Yes, and a friend of mine said, "Oh, that's the one." Oh,
Yes.
you know,
Oh dear.
I thought, what? You know,
it? That's the
I had the placebo injection.
That's a
absolutely
good
fine
one.
with it, yeah.
Yes. No side effects with that one. It's been proven.
yes, I want to go to Placebo on holiday. Yes,
I hear it's lovely this time of year.
I love the
Yes,
fact
yes.
that companies are advertising holidays
I'll
left,
come
right, and
back feeling
centre.
just as tired.
Oh dear. Have you been during this lockdown thing? Because you've been on the show a little while back. How's it been since?
A little while, but, since then, I've managed to get my life back together.
Yay!
No, I have to confess, it's been a bit of a strain. Yes, I've had stuff to occupy me. I can't even remember what I was doing before I was doing Keith's thing. Yeah, I managed to keep busy with stuff.
That's good.
I can't remember what I was
Good.
doing before. So that's the thing, short-term memory. Who wants to
Oh,
remember the last 6
yes.
months?
Your Phileas Fogg project, how did that work out? Was it around the...
Oh well, that's what we're rehearsing at the moment. We're doing rehearsals for this online thing. So we're hoping that works, so that will be next Saturday.
Oh, good.
But I'm not sure
Nice.
whether I can sort of boast about that or whatever. Yeah.
Well,
It's
the
quite
thing is,
fun.
they've obviously got a plan. Which is
Yes, yes. So yes, we're planning 3 different virtual versions of stuff. Phileas Fogg actually is no longer, as in we're not doing the Phileas Fogg thing anymore. We're doing we're doing Wonderland, Alice in Wonderland. So you get to go
nice.
around Wonderland and do puzzles in Wonderland, and so on and so forth. So we haven't started rehearsing that one, but I will probably be a White Rabbit. Just in time for Easter. So that'll be good. So looking for that. Looking forward to that, yes. Then after that, I have no idea what I'm doing. But that's true of life anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Frankly.
Mm.
Yeah. How's my week been? Not good.
How's your week been?
Not good.
Unprompted.
Last week, it's the saga of the wall now, boys and girls. Not the saga of the wheelchair, the saga of the wall. As you know, last week, they came and knocked my wall down because it wasn't safe. And the same with my fence. They didn't knock the fence down. Well, he said he propped it up, but forget it. So I've still got a load of rubble in my garden. And obviously the garden's now open, so the dog can't go out. And she is... I can tell she's sad about it. I can. So, got a phone call. Friday? Yes, Friday. From the Guinness Trust. My landlords. First of all, they want me to get rid of 4 cats. And I said, that's the hill I'll die on. And the other thing is, they've decided, because my neighbour's gas meter is in my garden, which we said when the whole thing was being turned over to gas, look, this is going to cause trouble. What they want to do is to halve my garden, have the parts with the gas meters public, so anybody can just walk in, stare into my bedroom window or whatever, and I'll have half of my garden instead. And I'm not happy about this. I'm really not happy about this, so we've got to fight this. Trouble is, certainly where the cats are concerned, and possibly where the garden's concerned, I don't have a leg to stand on. It's a bit worried. I'm going to be honest with you. However, don't want to...
Who broke the wall? Who brought...
well, the
did he
wall
just-
was... I basically, I'd phoned them up to let them know about the fence, because the fence was falling in, and it's over a public path, and I didn't want it to hurt anybody. And I mentioned that my garden wall was sort of... If that's the house, that's how the garden wall was at the top. It was leaning. And so they came around, like I say, did nothing with the fence, and just the following day knocked the wall down, and then walked off. And then I get the phone call on Friday. So, yeah. I don't want to lose half my garden. I like my garden. I got a beautiful conifer in there. It makes the corners huge. It's
Don't forget
lovely.
the gas meter feature.
The gas. We said at the time, because part of the Residents Association back then, we said this is going to cause trouble. You need to have one gas meter where everybody, where each person can get it to it easily enough. However, they're now enforcing this thing that all gardens are communal land. Didn't used to be like that. It may, in contracts, have been like that, but it was never run like that. Your garden was your garden. Not anymore. So, yeah, I got a fight ahead of me. But, well, that's what this show's about. So, anyway, there's that.
Anyway.
That was fun.
Yes.
Hey,
That was-
tell you what we're going to do. Now, Alistair's going to be completely bewildered coming up, because he
Going.
only said he was coming on the show about 5 minutes before we went live. So he hasn't had a chance to actually know what's going on. Which could be
Don't
fun.
go into the light.
Yes. Anyway, so now from the world's
Oh,
BBC
that-
Television's
the
Doctor
rest
Who,
of us know.
it's Doctor Who.
Oh, right, okay. Oh my God, dead air! Say something.
Explain.
You put it.
Alistair.
Can I just say, because I know the others. But Dominic,
Hello.
hello. You have the most amazing hair.
Thank you very much. It's lockdown has done a lot to it.
We're training him to not lick plug sockets.
I've finally succumbed. I'm on Twitter now.
Oh,
And
dear bod.
And you and Siobhan were one of the first people I followed on the strength of your hair.
Well, that's very much appreciated. If the hair was sentient, it would appreciate that.
It is mighty hair. Let's
Are
say,
you
I mean,
sure
it's
it's
serious
not?
floofage.
Right.
Now, quick explanation
Right.
for Alistair. I
Yes.
just played the introductory piece for our Doctor Who segment. That's why no one was talking, you see.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I don't know. He's gone again.
Dude, he talked during the segment and now you booted him. Really?
I didn't boot him.
Uh-huh.
Can't fire them. It's
It's
not
uncalled for,
I don't know.
Siobhan. Alistair, we can only apologise for
We're
Siobhan's behaviour.
sorry,
That's
you know,
shocking.
We try to be professional. We fail often. It's
No,
I think
honestly,
you'll find I
At
have
least
the
this time I
authority.
need
Thank
to.
you. It's Jackie Weaver all over again. That's, oh dear me. Right, so now we did watching of stuff, and I'm pretty sure Alistair might remember watching this once. Yes,
Yes.
indeedy doodly. Julia Silverstein lives in a very weird house. And he lights it up by candles, which is a terrible fire risk, if I'm honest with you. And he collects things.
Yeah.
And one of the things he collected was something that was brought back from an expedition to Tibet about 40 years previously. Tibet, of course, not being anything to do with China. And yeah, bit of politics there. Did you notice that?
Oh, one to bet.
Yep, that was good.
That was good. It was
That
good.
was good.
Subtle. Yeah, that was good. That. Anyway, in the meantime, a second Doctor Who, probably, and his plucky girl assistants Jamie and Victoria are caught in space in a web.
Jamie wasn't a girl.
He wears a bloody skirt. Hang on a second. This might trigger him. No, he's holding on to it.
I'm not having that. It's no. I'm not going to even rise to the bait there. Carry on. No.
You're not going to rise to Jamie's bait. This is good.
Yes.
We'll
yeah,
wait
that-
for the tomorrow people to get
That is a
get in
big
on
one,
it.
isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, we watched the Web of Fear. It was a special treat for
Oh,
Eddie
the Web of Fear. Okay.
because reasons. I've nearly run out of those Tunnocks biscuits, by the way. I'm on the bottom layer,
Oh, they've lasted well.
and it was 48 biscuits you sent me, not 38. Do you want me to
They
send
would
you
last
10
10
back?
minutes in this house.
I can send you 10 back.
Okay.
Just as well, really, because they don't exist
I
anymore.
live next to the factory. We are not short of a Tunnocks biscuit or two.
Eddie, there is a new sampler out for Mythic Meats. It's called
Oh,
Humanoid.
nice.
Yeah.
Human. Oh, so we're doing cannibalistic Slim Jims.
Trolls, giants, Sasquatch, werewolf,
Oh, human.
No.
Fine.
humanoid.
They're
That's why I
peperamis,
always
basically.
miss
American peperamis. Oh, hello.
Mythic
What
Meats.
have I done
They're,
with that?
they're
Oh, there we go.
wonderful.
I didn't like them. I do apologise. I really do
Oh, I love 'em.
apologise. But
They're
the dog got
fantastic. How
to
could
them
you-
in the end, and yes. That
At
dog
least
can eat
someone in
anything.
the house loved them.
Oh, yes, very much so. Very much so. Oh, talking of which, we haven't checked in on this recently. Brian, how's Ace?
He's doing well. Still blind, still deaf.
Oh, good. And how's Harvey?
Harvey's doing fine. A bit bored just now because he's not getting out as much as walks and stuff that he has, well, for various reasons, and for the fact that we've had torrential rain all week. But he's happy, yeah, it doesn't follow me as much just now. But that's Brian because we've ate all the mythical meat supply, so I'm used to these news.
Oh, hang on a second. Let's keep doing this. Dominic, do you have a pet?
I used to. I used to have a cat several years ago, but it's gone to the great hamper in the sky. So
Oh, that's sad.
certainly very much want to get another cat at some point. Maybe when I've moved out.
Get
So-
two. A company for each other. And
Oh.
Alistair, how's Teddy and Zilla?
Oh, they're fine. I shall show you.
The legendary Teddy and Zilla. They've been everywhere.
Oh, and Eddie.
They're fine.
They
Yes.
had Centaur, Gremlin, Leprechaun, Mermaid,
Yes.
Minotaur,
This
Minotaur.
Yeti.
This one comes all the way from Manila. I rescued him. He was homeless. He was on the street.
Oh,
Aww.
never.
Poor bear.
So there you go.
Right, okay, so
So-
we've already drifted off topic. Oh dear. Yes, we watched The Web of Fear. Now, I'm going to come straight out here, full disclosure, I love this one. When it came back in 2013, I watched it and was just blown away by how good it is. Shall we turn to our guest who hasn't watched it and ask him what he thinks of The Web of Fear? Alistair, it's over to you.
Well, the first time I watched it, I enjoyed it because I was old enough to remember it the first time it was broadcast.
Hooray!
So, yay! Oh my God! You don't know. I'm going to be hitting a major milestone birthday in May. Good God! So no, it was
Are
good. I enjoyed
you?
it. And so watching it again on video, he said, moving on. Yes, it was good. It was spooky. I loved the fact that it was in the underground because I was a big fan of the underground. When we used to visit my aunt in London, I used to love going on the underground trains. And so a whole story where the monsters were hiding in the underground was just fantastic for me. And the whole thing about the TARDIS being covered in
Gunk.
web and stuff. I loved all that. Yes.
Fair
So
enough. That's good. Right, we're going to move on because there's an awful lot of people here. Well, Dominic,
I'll try and
let
keep
us
it quick.
let us hear the youth's view on The Web of Fear.
I mean, this was really my first time watching Web of Fear all the way through with the animation and everything because I was just hadn't really been able to watch it because I don't recall them showing it on Gold. So
No, it
in
wasn't. It hasn't had a
Richard-
terrestrial airing. The episode 1 did,
no,
but it was rediscovered in 2013 and it was released straight out.
yeah,
so-
yeah, is very thankfully they did that. But having watched it, I can safely say I agree with you. It is amazing. It's honestly, in my humble opinion, one of the best of the classic series, especially of the Troughton era, anyway. And I've seen many pieces of discussion about it, and it sticks in the minds of fans for good reason. It's got such a good tonal mixture to it. Even this, and I'm just glad that a lot of these stories still exist in live action. And of course, very notable for introducing Lethbridge Stewart, then Colonel Lethbridge Stewart, who starts out as played by Nicholas Courtney, who pretty much nails the character instantly. I'd say. Who did he play in Dalek's Master Plan?
Brett Vile.
Brett Vile, that's it. Yeah, you can instantly tell such a marked difference between the characters already, despite the fact that they're only a few years apart.
Well, one's got a moustache.
Yeah,
Just saying.
that's.
It's
I
a
mean, you're not
difference.
wrong. You're not wrong.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely. But
You'll
yeah,
get used to me.
I agree with you, Alistair, with the use of the underground as well, which I really did think was cool. I can't think of any other examples of the underground being used that well between then and A Teenage Werewolf in London. So, honestly, I thought that was really, really cool.
You do
and of course,
know, I don't know if you know this, but they didn't film on the London Underground. They refused permission. Those are studio sets. And
Wow.
once it got transmitted, and I'm not sure if this is apocryphal or not, but apparently they received a letter of complaint from the London Underground.
because they replicated it,
They
or because it was so good.
it was so good they thought they'd been down there filming.
You know what? I'm not surprised because it was a really well replicated set in that case.
It also brings up the other question: was the London Underground actually really looking like that in the 70s?
Yes,
Wow.
yes. 60s.
60s.
Sorry. It hasn't really changed that much since.
No, not really.
I
mean,
remember a friend of mine coming down from Ellesmere Port. I think he was coming down for a Doctor Who bash or something like that. And, of course, we had to cross London, so we went on the tube. And the tube we had was a particularly noisy one. And he was white-faced at the end of it. He said, machinery should not sound like that. It's... yeah, he said he was never going to use the Underground again.
And then worse, they could have used the New York City subway system.
No.
Oh my goodness, I've seen some horror
Can you
stories about
imagine them getting out of it alive?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yes. Right then. Well, Brian, you're talking at the moment, so do talking.
Oh. Do more talking?
Do more talking. Go on. You know you like to.
Yeah. This was a nice little episode. I liked it. 6-parter. I was disappointed that episode 3 was not.
No, not again.
1, 2, 3. Oh, there he is.
He's
was
having
not
issues,
exactly
isn't he?
Fully restored, but hey, these things happen.
There's talk it might actually get properly animated.
Rotoscope or just standard?
They did rotoscope a couple of Doctor Who stories, and I actually quite liked them. But
he's back.
He's back again. Yes, he's back, dude. Yes, he's back. Alistair, are you an elastic? And we can't hear you. You're muted.
Oh, yeah.
Am I what? Sorry.
That's better. Are you on elastic? You're bouncing in and out of the room.
Yes, I know. I go away and I twang back again. Yes.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay, carry on, Brian. Come on, Brian. Come on, you can do this.
Yetis look
Quite.
nothing like what you're supposed to think Yetis look like.
They're good
They're-
British
you're
Yetis,
always-
though. British Yetis. That's your proper Yeti.
Those
I've
are
seen
British
them.
Yetis.
Yes.
Those are proper British Yetis.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the laser weapons.
Absolutely.
You have to go with the laser weapon.
Well, web guns, love. Web guns, not lasers.
Well,
Sprayed
same
web.
thing.
Come on, you've got to be accurate here. It might matter.
And they're
somehow.
invulnerable.
That's Wayne.
No, not for grenades, and certainly not bazookas. So explosives, they're vulnerable. Come on, you saw that wonderful action sequence, which is possibly one of the longest action sequences in Doctor Who.
I saw when they tried to blow him up and the explosives just glowed.
Oh yeah, that was what the web guns were for. I don't know what this is. I think it's a
Yeah,
universal
that's
symbol
what the
for
web
web
guns
gun.
are for. Yeah,
Let's come
so
here.
it's a universal constant.
Let's come here in Yeti.
Possibly, or it's summoning the dove from above. I don't know.
Is that is that trying to induce a chicken to lay?
Eddie!
Eddie, save me.
This has got. See, I thought this was probably the best Troughton episode I've watched. I have no recollection of watching this before. Probably similar to what Dominic says, because if it wasn't shown in UK Gold, I probably haven't seen it. This is really good. I mean, it's quite epic. If you hadn't have told me that wasn't the London Underground, I was sold. I honestly thought it was filmed in the Underground, and it was really good to get permission to do it. Did Troughton have something wrong with him? Because he seemed to disappear for a couple of episodes.
He
It was a wee bit more.
he sat
Was he
out
on holiday?
He sat out episode 2
So is this-
because he was on holiday. Yeah.
But the episode where it was just all pictures, that kind of didn't blow. I was quite excited about this. I really enjoyed it. It was good to see the origins of the brig, or the colonel at the time, and
Colonel.
it's played really, really well, because it's could he be the spy in the camp? Could he? It's just the whole thing around the great intelligence. So I was introduced to that in the Matt Smith era, and I think it was it Richard E. Grant that played the Great Intelligence. So it was, for me, this was kind of a good origin story. Although, did he appear in the episode before this? I think he did.
Abominable Snowman, yes, which apparently is getting animated.
Oh, well, again, fantastic. I'll keep it short. Really enjoyed it. This is classic Troughton, and of the Troughtons I've revisited as part of this so far, head and shoulders the best. Loved it.
Fair enough. That's good. Picking up on what you said, the director was Douglas Camfield, probably Doctor Who's best ever director. Probably. And he ramps up the tension about who the spy is. You know, just with various close-ups on certain individuals, just at the right moment.
It was very John Carpenter-esque. It reminded me like The Thing. It was the whole thing around because the great intelligence can possess people. It really tense, really well. And Mr. Canfield is. I mean, you and Dominic can spout off the names of directors and stuff like this. So if there's more Canfield out there, I'd love to see it.
Okay. Oh, you just saved yourself by saying that. That was close. That was a close one, Eddie. It was.
I've got it. It's on hand. Don't worry. It's not never far away.
Okay. I'm going to have a swig of coffee roundabout now. Because I deserve it.
Delight.
Decaf coffee, folks. That's the way to go. Right. So,
Decaf Red Bull, decaf coffee, everything else. That's
one thing I really enjoyed about this.
Decaf coffee is like,
This is 4 shots of caffeine. It's sugar free. It's not caffeine free.
Wait to see the wings.
Not financially free.
But we're working on it. Sponsorship deal. We're working on it.
You
I
got
have
it.
to get some Monster for next week.
Right. Okay. Anyway, yes. The one thing I watched it last night. I mean, I've seen it quite a few times, and it is, like I say, it's one of my very favourites. The one thing that struck me was how serious all the actors took it. It wasn't a children's drama. It really wasn't. Quite frankly, they're pushing it by saying it's family drama. I mean, they said that they had that little thing at the end of Enemy of the World where Troughton runs up the underground and sort of says, look, it's going to be a bit scary next week. If your mum and dad are scared, hold their hands, which is a great little thing. And it really is. I mean, it really reminds me of Quatermass an awful lot.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah.
That's a really good shout. Yeah.
When was it broadcast?
1967, I think.
1967.
67 or 68. It's around about there.
When did it?
Um,
When? Sorry, what month? I can't remember.
I don't know what
I
month.
was young at the time.
That's all right.
I would have been 6.
But it was certainly, well after the BBC Quatermass serials, because they were in the 50s. So, yeah, it seems this could easily have been shown later on at night,
Yes.
quite frankly. Even Troughton's more serious.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, obviously my first introduction to this was the novelisation by Terence Dicks, which gripped me. I have to admit, finally seeing it, I was slightly thrown by the fact that Sergeant Arnold had a Yorkshire accent, and I'd always imagined him as having a Cockney accent, being a right old soak, But there we go. So, thumbs up for the Web of Fear, then, yes?
Ding!
Hooray! That was another deep and in-depth and even deeper review.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we enjoyed it. Go out and watch it. It's on BritBox. Enjoy it. Go on. Start off and go and watch it. No, don't start off and watch it now. Wait. till the
Later.
end of this.
Later.
Yeah, we suffered for the next couple, so don't go away yet.
What? Anyway, Alistair, what did you make of the big finish we did?
The what? Where? Who? When? Sorry.
Okay.
Don't
You didn't.
stress out.
No. We need to talk Big Finish now because we listened to a Big Finish story.
okay.
Return of the Cybermen.
Oh, okay. I don't know whether I've heard that one.
It's fairly new, so we've got to be up to a point.
Oh,
we
right.
have
Yes.
up to a
I
point.
only go up to 2019.
Do you? What happened?
Yes.
Do you reset?
Yes. I haven't heard anything since. I
Um,
recorded something for them recently, but I'm not allowed to say.
Ooh, mysterious.
Anyway, Return of the Cybermen.
I'm starting to feel. Anyway, so yes, Return of the Cybermen.
this is good.
There's sort of spoilers because it is a brand new audio, but at the same time, it's the original story that became Revenge of the Cybermen. There are differences, and certainly Revenge of the Cybermen improves upon this story, but they've done a good job with it, and certainly.
So this,
Certainly, they've.
So this-
Sorry, go on, Alistair.
so sorry. Does this story comes before or after Revenge? I mean, in the chronology.
It doesn't. It's a sideways.
Oh,
It's
I
a
see.
sideways.
It's like the Snyder Cut. It's the Zack Snyder
So this,
Cut.
Yeah.
this is the mild annoyance of the Cybermen. Then
Yes, frankly,
yes,
they were returning apparently. Nether Beacon's there. The characters are there, though they're slightly different in motivations and whatever. Voga isn't involved, however, there is an asteroid with.
okay.
Yeah, a completely superfluous plot, quite frankly.
Okay.
But it is a fascinating listen just to judge the differences. Revenge of the Cybermen is one of my very favourite Cybermen stories. It's up there with the 10th Planet. But it is fascinating to compare and contrast. It's Nick Briggs, I think, did the music for this, and apart from having his cyber stabs, brass echoey stabs that remind you of Space Adventure, their original theme tune, he also copies a little bit of Carrie Blyton as well, who did the music for Revenge of the Cybermen. So it gives it that familiar feel, which helps ease you into it. The story is different, to be fair, but it really is compare and contrast. It's very enjoyable as well, and fair dues to the recast Sarah and Harry. They were superb.
Okay.
So anyway, let's Brian, would you like to talk about this? You don't have to, you know.
Okay. I'll just go get a drink then. I liked it. It wasn't bad. I agree that one plot. Crap. It's very hard to review brand new stuff.
It is, isn't it? I mean, there's a
Yeah.
certain. We have a certain.
Why?
We don't like to give spoilers away.
We don't want to spoil
Oh, I
it for
see.
people.
What, making it spoiler free?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I mean,
okay.
these are brand new. Though, like I say, in this particular instance, because it's based on a television story that everybody knows about, we can sort of
It's
get away
better.
with some stuff. We can get away with some stuff in this review.
It's better than the television story. I liked it better.
Do you really? You thought that?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Controversy.
controversy.
Controversy everywhere. Um,
You have seen Revenge of the Cybermen, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yes.
Where did I put it?
I
it's just
enjoyed
there.
the part
It's
where
just-
the doctor was mistreating one of the cybermats.
Which doctor? Oh, that's the thing. What doctor was
Thank
it?
you.
Tom.
Thank you. I've earned that.
Tom.
I've earned that. Week two. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Week 2.
Yep.
All me.
You got a long way
You've
to go.
still got many
catch up.
weeks to
Coming for
catch
ya.
up, Brian. You've still got
Coming
many
for
weeks
ya.
to catch up.
Come on. He was mistreating one of the cybermats, and the cyber guy is like, "Please do not mistreat them." And he's like, don't care. Funny stuff like that, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, I liked it.
Tom plays the Doctor differently nowadays.
Yes.
And to be fair, all the Big Finish Doctors have, apart from McGann, I would say, have changed and created almost a new audio persona. Paul hasn't, because he had nothing to go on to start with, so he's just created what he's got.
To be fair, I like Colin's Doctor now better than.
I think
ever.
that's kind of a general opinion. I'd say he's
He
been
softened
given-
the edges.
He actually
The Sixth
came
Doctor
first
is.
in a favourite Doctor poll because of it.
I feel that Tennant's more or less is the same if we can count him as a Big Finish Doctor now.
I think you can, can't you?
Yeah, he's done
I
now.
think he needs maybe one or two more.
Oh, but talking of which, did you hear the trailer for the Eccleston Adventures?
Oh yes,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
He
Is that
sounds a
available
bit
on Windows?
happy. He does
he's
sound
just
a bit
Eric
happy.
Eccleston's one of my favourite Doctors.
Well, yep, there's a trailer out there now.
Right, I'll watch that after
Oh
this.
yeah.
I hope. Okay,
I was-
good.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a new energy to him. That's for sure. He sounds like he's actually having a good time.
Yeah, I know. And it's a case of, no, your doctor was a miserable bastard. Oh, dear. But anyway, yeah. So, Dominic. Do talking, please.
Giddy, I am talking. So I mean, Revenge was one of the first Tom Baker stories that I saw. Again, UK Gold, and I remember really liking it. I have not revisited the story in any way, shape, or form so far, and I don't want to ruin that magic. But as far as I can recall, like this particular version of it, I mean, well, the OG version of Revenge, it kind of like it took them Cybermen out of the mothballs that they had been kept in during the Pertwee era. They brought them back out, one adventure, put them back in the mothballs. So, but again, like Brian said, it's difficult to review new stuff. I'm just going over a set of notes
to be
I've got.
fair, like I say, Dominic, because this is based, well, not based on Revenge of the Cybermen, it was what it originally was.
It was
I
really
think you
good,
can
yeah.
get away with saying more on this one because a lot of the
Okay.
stuff would be familiar to people.
Wait, can we spoil it? The Doctor wins.
Bollocks.
Oh,
Well,
sorry.
did
Major
not
spoiler.
see that one coming.
Well, I thought this one was solid. I thought this was a solid script, really. I don't know how much is down to the original concept or John Dorney's kind of reinvention. Would you say it's a reinvention of it? I mean, I guess you could. But to be honest, I'm just not sure why it was written down in the first place. I feel this probably would have been a perfectly serviceable one on screen as well. The quality gap isn't all that major going on memory, but I do say that the original still wins it for me because of due to that familiarity and the original cast as well.
Is that what OG means?
Oh yes, original.
Thank you. I'm going to be asking you a lot of these things over the coming months.
Siobhan does not speak the youth.
I'm
I
sorry.
is well with it in it though, bruv.
No, I don't see any of that. No.
Quite right too. Quite right.
But yeah. But I will say, Sadie Miller's impersonation of her dear mum is very lovely, and she captures the energy very well, I thought. And Christopher
Yes.
Naylor, very good version of Harry
Superb,
Sullivan.
isn't he?
Hmm?
It was lovely hearing those two again. And
Absolutely.
I cannot wait for Big Finish to capitalise on it.
I really hope they do, because I think that's a whole new box set in itself, to be honest. As you were saying, Tom, he's a lot calmer. Can definitely tell. Obviously, getting on chap, but I still feel he's still his doctor, clearly. You can still tell.
Oh, yeah.
His voice, lovely, his dulcet.
I mean, considering his age, he's looked after his voice very well. I mean, all right, his voice
Yeah.
has been his fortune.
Yeah.
But
Very, very, very much so. He still sounds very a lot more so than others.
Colin.
Shall I say.
for example,
Yeah, or Peter.
Well, Peter's
yeah.
just grown into that voice. It's his age, and it's a good voice for him.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Considering
yeah,
it's his voice, yes.
True, he'd be buggered otherwise. Can you imagine having to rent his voice?
oh, that'd be uncomfortable.
What happens if they make a mistake at the depot?
What if they give you like a
That'd be
little 7-year-old girl's voice?
Yeah, exactly.
Just come out with Joe Pasquale's voice.
Right, okay. We need to write to our MPs. Make sure this
Yes.
is properly regulated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Special commission.
Yeah, very much so. A public inquiry, no less. I worry about us. Not much, I can't be bothered, but still, I worry about us.
Somebody needs to.
That's true. That's.
Might as well be you.
I've been drinking. What are your excuses?
Excuse me, are you podcasting while inebriated?
No, not inebriated.
You can't even say inebriated.
Inebriated is blowing 0.8. I'm well under 8.
And you know this how?
BAC calculations.
So you're sitting there doing maths in your head, not actually
If I
having.
do math in my head, I am not drunk.
Right. Did you do maths in your head?
Yes.
Alright, okay. We're going to be keeping an eye on you, young man. We don't want to have to stage an intervention again.
It was
It was
one
hard enough
time.
last time.
They can
I
at
don't
least
know.
stage,
I
can't do it for
could.
real.
I could do with the air miles. Syracuse would be nice. Yeah, let's do another intervention. Let's all go to Syracuse.
No, because I remember what happens to Brian when he gets drunk. Every time somebody says one. No, sorry, we did a live prisoner watch along of Fallout, and I thought, let's have some fun here. We'll play a drinking game. Eddie knows exactly what was coming up. He's a big Prisoner fan.
Please
Brian
don't
had
ever
no
make
idea.
me do that again.
And I said, every time somebody in the episode says you have
I.
to take a drink. And that's practically all the bloody thing is.
That's the entire dialogue of the goddamn show.
That was fun.
I had this filled with Long Island iced tea. I ran out.
No.
I had to get more.
But tell you what, see if you ever come over to Glasgow, we'll do that drinking game again in Sucky Hall Street. We'll give it a go in Sucky Hall Street. Anytime anybody says aye, drink.
Okay.
We won't get to the bottom of Sucky Hall Street, but we'll give it a go.
Just as long
We'll
as I
give it
have
a
a
go.
note with my hotel address on it, it should be okay.
It just
Where are you
worries
going?
me.
Here.
It just
Drop me
worries me
off.
that Scotland has a road called Sucky Hole.
Sucky Hall Street. Oh, it's a very famous street. Sucky Hall Street.
Sucky Hole Street. Good. Who hasn't spoken about this yet? Eddie.
I get confused, but again, I'm getting old. So I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, where does this fit into the timeline? So where would this? And then I looked up online, so I cheated, and it was obviously it's an alternative version of Revenge of the Cyber.
Dear,
Yeah.
oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Didn't work out.
I'll get it. I'll swap hats.
Yeah, I think you should.
One or the
Did we
go.
just do twice in one episode?
Well, you've
Yeah,
earned
but,
one, and Eddie's earned one as well.
We did twice in one episode.
It comes straight after Genesis of the Daleks.
So this is a curiosity then. This is what could
it's
have
exactly
been.
what yes, exactly.
Yeah. So I kind of struggled with the point of, because I think Revenge of the Cybermen is better.
Yes.
I appreciated this. I enjoyed it as a story in its own right, but
Yes.
I think whatever Philip Hinckliffe, I haven't even been drinking, decided to do to make the story better works. The whole thing around it was the Vogons being added in, as opposed to the kind of Earth slave labour. It was like the people who've been trapped in there for 25 years. It was appreciated it, but I think the whole thing with the Vogons was better. They're using a different voice, are they? It sounded a different voice for the Cybermen.
Yes,
Was
yeah,
he channeling the earlier version of the Cybermen?
It's a slight mixture between the invasion and just making it a little bit more intelligible.
Yep. So again, it's good for your Doctor Who completion. The person, your completist, absolutely great because this is what could have been. It would have been a good story. Don't get me wrong, and I think it would have fit in nicely at the timeline, and it would have been absolutely worked. I just think Revenge is a better story.
It is.
It's just my personal opinion.
It is a better story. By the way, we need to mention Robert Holmes. You mentioned Philip Hinchcliffe. It was Robert Holmes who redid everything.
Right.
The Master, as he was known.
Well,
By
again,
somebody.
he did he took a good script. Sorry, one of these. He took a good script, and I think he made it better.
Fair enough.
It made a classic. So again, fair play. This is a good listen. If you want to listen to what could have been, give it a shot. It really is, because it is a good story. But again, sorry, I prefer what was eventually televised. So I'll go
one
with
of
that.
the key selling points for me on this one has to be Harry and Sarah.
Totally, absolutely.
They've done an amazing job. Chris Naylor
yeah,
and Sadie
and-
Miller. I can't
Could
wait
we
to
see-
hear more.
The Sarah Jane K9 and Company, or Sarah Jane Adventures, or something.
I don't know.
Because,
I mean, the thing with getting in new people to play established roles, Big Finish they're very, very, very careful about it, because there'll always be a lash back against it. You know, for example, Tim Trelaw. There was a bit of a backlash there, but it
I
wasn't.
think Tim Trelaw's great, though. I mean,
wasn't a
you're
huge
talking
thing.
about
Some people just
Gertrude's my
do
doctor.
not-
That's
some
great.
people that just will not go for anything that has, and I think that's a bit sad, because
Yeah.
the characters themselves are of that age. What are you going to do? Are you just going to let them lie there gathering dust, or are you going to use them and do the best you can to honour them? You know.
And the stories are great, and we lose out the ability to listen to some actually great Doctor Who storytelling, because just it's daft.
It is. It is daft. You're quite right too. Yeah. So there we go. Still angling for that job. Anyway, right. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, that was the Doctor Who thing. Now, what I could have done is I could have played our Who ending thing, because it's got music from Alistair underneath it. Yeah, it's one of your Panopticon remixes.
Oh, right.
There are several and varied. So, yeah, we're going to move on. This is where I take a back seat.
Oh God, that means
That means it's down to you, Brian. Ladies and
it's time
gentlemen,
for the Tomorrow People.
they will now be talking about the Tomorrow People.
Okay.
Quick explanation
watched-
to Alistair. I managed to get as far as the end of Series 4 of the Tomorrow People, because it was good. Then it became crap, and I just can't watch it now. So it's down to Brian.
Gloriously bad now. It's great.
Oh,
I really
it's
enjoy.
so freaking horrible now. But it's almost over. We watched the Living Skins, which is the last of the 7th series. Basically, this episode, or double episode, is what happens when an aging star tries to make a comeback and it fails horribly. I'm talking about Rover from The Prisoner.
Yes, indeed.
Oh no! See, that's where you're wrong. No, it's not wrong. The first thing I did see parallels, and then if you've ever seen the picture, everything you wanted to know about sex but were afraid to ask, there is a thing in there with a giant mammary gland. This is the children of that mammary gland in this episode.
Okay, I was a little confused with the credits there.
Yeah, sorry, I researched.
Okay, so
I want the prisoner. The prisoner has got nothing to do, no touch points with this episode whatsoever.
I
Sorry,
told
but
you,
that's my
didn't I?
six of-
I told you as soon as we mentioned that, he'd be up in arms.
I'd have my 6 of 1 membership revoked if I didn't defend it. Sorry.
not a problem. Not a problem. Understood. So let's see. we open up in a boutique in London,
Hey,
and all the Tomorrow people are there buying
boutique
Andrew new
things.
clothes because, as Mike called it, a skirt. This is where
Again,
you
I'm
can
not
go
rising
off
the
on
bait.
Mike.
No.
It's Mike.
No.
You're free to go off. It's Mike. Nobody
No,
likes Mike.
I'm not wasting my breath on him. Carry on.
Okay. And while they're there, Mike and Sutai find a jumpsuit. Vintage late 70s, early 80s jumpsuit. Oh dear God, this thing is horrible. It looks worse. It's flimsy, it's horrible. But they love it. Smart move. But they love it.
Sorry
So
about
they
that.
go up, they buy it, and they put it on an instant personality change. They love it.
Question:
Everybody should love it.
how can it have been
you
a
like to
vintage
wear it?
jumpsuit? How can it have been a vintage late 70s jumpsuit when it is the late 70s then? So surely it's the future.
It's the future late 70s vintage love.
Yes,
jumpsuit.
there we go. That's good. Thank you. I'm not confused now.
It's
Excellent.
nearly 1980, the time of UFO.
Yes, God damn
Yes.
it.
That was the future.
1999 was the future,
I've
Oh,
got to
yes.
get
and we
myself.
were all let down by it.
I've got to get myself a Moonbase outfit, including the purple wig. I think people would appreciate seeing me like that. Yeah,
There
I
are
can
those.
I'm sure somebody
Rule
would.
34 of the internet. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, there's something for anyone.
Wonderful.
So,
So-
Brian, come on. Well, was it any
The
good?
jumpsuits are actually balloons that are aliens that talk in a sinister voice and are trying to take over the Earth.
So Tuesday then.
Pretty much.
Okay.
John and Elizabeth. Elizabeth is back in this one.
Hey.
Full on Elizabeth. The shining light of this show.
Absolutely.
And John's not having it. Why are you wearing this? Blah, blah, blah. Stop being an asshole. Things like that. Then he shoots the two of them.
Nice. Fair enough.
Fun.
As you do.
As one wants to with Mike. I mean, okay, show of hands, everyone who hasn't wanted to shoot Mike during this show. Okay, I'll rest my case.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You haven't wanted to shoot Mike?
I haven't watched any with him in.
She's better off than us.
It's true. I am a
So-
wise old bird.
They find out that the suits are alive. They try to take them off Mike and Sutai. They get them off. But they find that the suits are bonding to their skin, becoming one with them. Oh my god, these are Venom symbiotes. No, they're not that cool.
It sounds terribly exciting.
It does. It's
The way you tell it is, it's got to
I'm
be
gripped.
Like these suits, really, and they even have a suit tie.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Sutai, the poor girl.
Alistair, now would be a very good
I
time to
heard-
disconnect.
Glad I came now.
There's a special circle in hell for that. So John and Elizabeth go to investigate. They get pushed down the stairs into the balloons and get taken over by the balloons. Not even calling them aliens anymore. It's not worth it. They come back and they're forcing poor Andrew to try to wear a jumpsuit.
Sounds like the plot of
I've seen this movie once or twice. It doesn't end well.
mm,
Andrew's screaming.
Oh,
well, yes, it's been said.
Andrew still screams like a little girl. I've noticed this.
Where's Eddie? Sorry, I've been
Eddie
too busy
ran
laughing.
for it. He couldn't take it.
he's gone.
He couldn't take the ballooning.
It's just, I don't know why that made me laugh. It's just that they get pushed down some stairs into the balloon.
Yes.
That
Yep.
shouldn't be so
They get
funny,
taken
but
over
it
by
is.
the balloons.
I've got tears coming out. Oh,
And they
Lord.
watch something on the news where the newscaster says is clearly taken over by the balloons because he has cellophane glued to his face.
You would, though, wouldn't you? I mean, it was the late 70s.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe on a Friday night, but not on a Tuesday. How could they?
Oh, dear me.
To look for the balloon aliens,
So,
and they're
so-
taking over pretty much everyone.
okay.
Unfortunately, John is sick. He's been sick this entire time.
Well,
He's not
this
dying,
possibly explains
sadly.
why he
He
used to
has a
send
cold.
people into danger instead of him.
Mm-hmm. And John's sickness is repelling the jumpsuit.
I can
As
see a
It
solution
happens
here.
with balloon aliens.
So what do they
come up
do?
with
Do
a
they go
plan
up
to
to,
har-
do
they
they
come
go
up
up to
with-
Skywatch?
Hmm?
Do they go up to the Skywatch satellite and spray
They do
cold
go
virus?
up to the Skywatch satellite, which is held in space via fishing wire.
Yes, that's how
As-
things float in space.
As it was in the space agency in the
Indeed, in
70s.
space. Yep.
And they attach cultured cold virus to it and several other satellites and use it to infect the entire world.
Hang
with
on.
cold.
Hang on a moment. We need to complain then.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, why don't they
Well,
just
this is
spray
cool.
the vaccine around the planet? Huh? Huh?
Have you paid attention to the vaccine rollout currently for the planet?
Yeah, it's a bit of a worry, isn't it?
It's a lot easier to just spray it into the air and infect everyone.
Exactly. So why aren't they doing that? Where are the tomorrow people in all this?
You're going to have to ask Boris.
Oh no, that's one prime minister I wouldn't tell. So anyway, Eddie, well done, Brian. You're off the hook now, sweetheart.
I think I lost part of my soul.
You're doing really well.
I love this episode because I found it terrifying because I lived through the 80s when the shell suit was everywhere. And I harken back to this episode. I had nightmares at the time with people. Then I didn't understand why people wanted to wear shell suits. So the only explanation for it was that they were actually symbiont creatures, balloons that travel through Earth, landed and were forcing people to wear them because it was terrible fashion there. Shayna Easton, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourself for that 95 video where you started the whole bloody thing off.
Did you notice how
so-
the girls, once they got the shell suits on, got hooker boots with the big
Easton?
heels and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, they got hooker boots.
Yep. No, this is absolutely shocking, categorically terrible. And that's why I loved it, because it was great. It's just so bad. I watched it after. I now watch the Tomorrow People at the start of the week because it's a highlight. It's like they can't get any worse than what they presented back last week, and they've never let me down since. I can't wait. What's the next one, Brian? I can't wait.
Talking
Next one's the last
vibrators is the next.
I
It's the
mean,
last one.
Seriously, I mean, I'm going to repeat my last comment. It's these little mammary grand aliens that are going through space. The special effects are terrible. They're not all the time. They're just terrible. The acting is absolutely terrible as well. The villain is Sutai and the villain is Mike. Really, it's just slight different tweaks to how they normally react.
Did you
it
notice
was-
that when they got the suit off, suit tie, and Andrew's just standing there, Elizabeth comes over with a blanket for her, like immediately, like stop looking at sex boy.
Yeah, it's like to save the poor girl's dignity. It was like, no, seriously. What's the next one, Brian? Because these
The
are
next one
shockingly
is the
bad.
final one. So,
Oh, great!
and that takes up the entirety of Series 8.
This started off classic sci-fi on a budget, but it had grandiose and it had ambition. And now we're dealing with balloons that talk, that make shell suits that take over you, that make you act slightly more annoying than you really were. I love it. It's brilliant. I
We had
seriously love it.
government agencies trying to take control, and now we got alien balloons.
Dominic, did you
Alien
get a chance to watch
planets.
this?
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
No, I
Well, Eddie enjoyed it for, well, possibly all the right reasons, because it's so bad. That's the
Great,
only way you're going to enjoy
seriously.
it. Yeah. Nope.
Brilliant.
Next week is
The
the
demise
final.
the demise started with Peter Davison in his pants, and it's just get more sublime and ridiculous every week. Brilliant.
Right.
Give
next
me
week.
more.
War of the Empires is the last Tomorrow People story, and features talking vibrators. And you said he couldn't get worse. Just you wait. Listen out for Roy Skelton, voice of the Daleks, voice of Zippy.
Yes, and what's his name? Yes. What's he doing in that one? Is
He's-
he talking like that?
Yes, oddly. That's bizarre.
Yes.
Yeah, and then, of course, the following week, we start with Quatermass, which I'm really looking forward to. Unless, of course, the following week is the holiday special, which will only look at one Doctor Who story, because we won't have time to look at anything else, because there'll just be too many people here. It's going to be chaotic. Yes. What can I say except Gan's feeling very ill, and he basically goes into a little
Gan's a
room.
hypochondriac.
Yeah, he goes into a little room and stays there really for the rest of the story. I think he has about 2 lines this episode.
Sorry, which episode are you talking
we're talking about Aurak.
Oh, right. Original.
Yes, yep. We're the actual episode. In the meantime, Travis and Servalan have decided to go to the planet Aristo to get hold of Aurak for themselves, because that's where its creator, Ensor, is hiding. Blake, carrying on from last week, is taking the power cells to Aristo for Ensor, in the hope that they'll have some anti-radiation gloves. Sorry?
In a pencil case. You've got a
It-
big pen.
it
It's
was.
actually in a big pencil case.
Yeah, and it worries me that power cells like that make such a noise. You'd be able to you'd hear someone coming from God knows how far away. Anyway, yes, Blake is hoping they've got anti-radiation gloves that the other crew can have, because they were down on the last week's planet too long, and they've got radiation sickness. And it goes from there. I'm not going to say any more about the plot in that respect, because if you haven't seen it, you should. It's a good one, this one. It's the final episode of the first series. Ends on a cliffhanger, and
It does.
it is fun. It's also the last time we see Stephen Grief as Travis,
Yeah.
which,
Proper Travis.
not to put Alistair in any particular spot, but he's my favourite Travis. He is. There's a new Travis next year. So, who do we start? Well, Alistair, you must know Aurak. You voice him, so...
This is true. Oh, very well. I don't I don't remember it that well, because it's been a long time since I've seen it. But I liked it.
Good,
Generic.
good.
Derek Farr,
Mm.
being the creator of and voice of Aurak, before he decided, oh Christ, I'm not going to do this every week. And
Yeah,
And we
Aurak
have
suddenly
agreed
gets a lighter
Tottenham.
tone in the following year.
yes,
It's not as deep as Derek Farr's.
no, there's not a lot of difference between pitch-wise between Aurak and Zen. Initially, I always thought that Zen was much deeper than
Yes, so did I.
Aurak, but he's not that much. There's not that much difference pitch-wise. I was surprised when I sort of started to really get into it. Yeah,
I always thought, I've been watching these, and I always thought, I'm sure Zen's voice was deeper than this. But
well, I think maybe later he sort of marked the difference, because that's the thing. You listen to him in one episode when the two of them are talking, and there's not much difference. And then as it goes further, Zen's voice deepens a bit.
I'm
That's where
I'm
it's
fangirling here. I love having little silly talks like this, trying to fathom things out. It's something Keith and I used to do an awful lot in his kitchen. We'd just be there for God knows how long, just discussing fan theories and this, that, and the other. It's good times. Okay. Eddie,
So
do you
there's
wanna
not a
go
lot
first?
I can say about that one, I'm afraid.
That's all right. Eddie's actually watched it, so come on, love.
Jacqueline Pierce again is I think steals this one.
I think this
because
is the
just
only
even-
one.
e-
This is the only episode I honestly think she's is genuinely terrified and almost screams out. The rest of the time, nothing phases her.
Well, she doesn't want to get
there's
that
that.
white dress dirty in the tunnels.
Absolutely.
Dressing for the occasion.
And
Those space dry cleaners cost a fortune.
Which makes me
can only
wonder if
imagine.
Travis is actually a bit smelly.
Yeah, that leather costume could do with a wash
Yeah.
by this time.
they're just about to spend 100 million credits in Orac, so they've not really got much money left actually for dry cleaning. So maybe Alistair's got a point. It's actually just deliciously evil. It's the whole point of this. The spoilers, people, right? If you don't want to hear this, skip. They fail. Blake wins, and at the end of it, she turns around and says, "Oh, Travis, you're going to be in such big trouble." Both of them have failed, but it's all Travis's fault.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I know people like that.
Travis.
I know people like that. They exist, and it was just no brilliant. Orac itself. When do we get proper Orac voice? Do we get that next,
proper
next
Orac
episode?
voice? Yeah, next episode. First episode of series.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it just switches at the beginning of... Because they do a reprise, don't they?
I can't remember.
Do we,
I'll tell you.
do we ever
next
get an
Sunday.
explanation as to why he changed his voice?
Well, because Derek
Do we
Farr
ever
didn't want to do it.
Do you mean
Does
in
it
the
All right,
universe?
so it's just a purely production.
In the
Yeah,
box,
yeah.
off stage, off the set, doing it, and so Peter Tuddenham did Aura. This is the fact. I never realised through the original series because I never read credits on the end of a show, and I never realised that it was Peter Tuddenham doing both Zen
Me neither.
and Aurak, and then of course doing Slave in series 4. It's a shame that the Big Finish never quite negotiated the rights or whatever needed to be done to do series 4 stories, because Glynis Barber was well up for coming back and doing Sulin, but they couldn't sort the rights out, which is a shame, because I would have loved to have done Slave. I'm sorry, Master, but I don't have that information.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, brilliant.
There you go.
So for this one, great. It broke the formula in terms of story ownership, story. Well, I suppose there was the whole thing around they were all radiation sickness, but it was kind of less of a thing. No, brilliant episode. The introduction of Orac. So we've got the crew of the Liberator have got another ace up their sleeve in terms of this potential super weapon which they're going to use for good. In terms of the fastest computer in the universe.
Depends
which can
on your
take
definition
over
of good.
Sorry, what was that?
It depends on the definition of good. We're going to come back certainly in the second series to the question of freedom fighter or terrorist.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't
Yeah.
really
Going on
this
current
one.
status quo and as
Okay.
it's because again it's better in the hands of the crew of the Liberator than it would have been in the hands of Travis and Servalan. So I kind of again in terms of that, but I did get confused a bit in terms of the voice of Orac because but again that's explained to me now. So thank you, Alistair. But yeah, I'll keep it short because there's more than me to talk. I really enjoyed this and can't wait for next week on this as well. Unfortunately, though, in terms of sci-fi, it wasn't up to the episode of the Tomorrow People that I reviewed this week in terms of believability and classic sci-fi. But it gave it a good stab, so I'll give it points for trying.
Right, good. Dominic, did you watch this?
Yes. Well,
Hey!
I was kind of enthralled, to be honest. Of course, dealing with another radiation sickness episode, which, and by another, I mean, of course, in this sort of era of sci-fi, because Star Trek, TOS, and of course Doctor Who had dabbled in their own fair share of it as well. But of course, this one focuses on Orag. Naturally, I've been unable to watch the series because I've just ended up so out of the loop. I just went to this one being like, okay, let's see what happens. I understand nothing. So I was basically... the proper context of it has pretty much gone over my head. But from what I saw, I thought it was pretty alright. But I have to say, Orag's design was, well, I think if it was designed nowadays, he'd look somewhat more akin to an ice cube. But looking at him there, I can definitely say it's definitely a product of his time for that translucency. But yeah, I can't really fault anything per se, as I don't feel I have the right to at this present point in time. So I'm going to try and catch up a lot more before we get onto the second series. But
Just let's say, Dominic, somebody somewhere in that production crew's kid is missing an aquarium. That's all, and I'll leave it there.
oh my god, no.
I've
Yeah.
just had an idea. When
Huh?
we
So what-
finally finish Blake 7 with the live reaction to the end of the series, after that we're going to look at Blake's Junction 7. Aren't we, Alistair?
Oh yeah.
Well, we're not going to look at it, but I'll link you through to it. It's
Not for a while, no.
I think it's on YouTube. There's some certainly nowadays famous faces in it.
Yes.
And it's basically the crew of the Scorpio and the Liberator end up pulling over a motorway sides and service.
I've seen that. That's so good.
Oh,
Is it
Very
me?
silly.
Or
He's
does
looking
Johnny
this-
Vegas make a really great Blake?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's really good. Yes,
aren't you?
I'm
Oh, I
going to watch
see.
that again.
Yeah,
I'll watch that after I watch Tomorrow
I
People.
was going to say, Brian, hang
I'm
on.
already YouTubing it.
I was going to say wait until we finish the series, but if you want to watch it now, you can watch it now. Though there are spoilers.
Oh. Martin Freeman.
Yes.
It's what, 15 minutes long?
About that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little short, but it's so funny.
And Mackenzie Crook as Serverland. Genius.
What?
Genius.
Okay, that's
So-
saved. That gets watched.
Whose
tomorrow at
idea
work.
was it, Alistair?
Hmm?
Whose idea was it?
I don't know. I can't remember his name. The actor sort of got them all together to do it. It's one of those jobbing actors that you used to see in sort of everything. Just kept popping up. I can't remember his name.
Mark Heap?
I kind of remember.
Okay. The actor,
Yeah.
Kevin Eldon.
No, can't remember his name. Whether
Okay.
he wrote it or directed it or whatever was even in it. But because I haven't seen it myself for donkey's years.
It's still a lot of fun, and it's played so
Oh, yeah.
straight as well.
Yes, well, it has to be,
Yeah.
and that's why it becomes so funny, because it's just so stupid and incongruous. Yeah,
Brian, if you have the patience, wait till we finish Blake 7 before
Yes.
you watch
Okay.
that, because it does have stuff in it which would spoil Blake 7 for you.
yes, you need to
Okay,
watch the
no
series to
worries.
pick up all the little, little
Yeah,
throwaway
we're
references.
not telling him what happens.
No,
I
no.
can stick it in my to watch folder.
Oh, right there. Okay.
There's a lot of
I was-
stuff you're looking.
I do the very poor Alec Guinness impersonations around here.
So,
World's worst,
so-
apart from Ewan McGregor's.
Dominic, was that the first episode of Blake 7 that you'd ever watched? Then you just leapt to the end of series 1.
Well, actually, I watched the first episode and the fourth episode and the last one. Yeah.
Yeah, there are
Flash
Quite a
and
lot of
Blade
difference
standards.
between those episodes, yes.
Quite a significant amount. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
proud.
I intend
Yes, with your head.
Oh my word.
Oh Lord. So yeah, who hasn't spoken about this yet? Brian, have you spoken about this yet?
Not at length.
Go on. I'll measure you.
I liked it. I did realize that somebody had lost a gerbil cage. Poor gerbil. Evicted. Lots of lights. I did like how when they came down to the planet, the main crew finally, to save Blake's butt because Travis had gotten the drop on him.
But that's the interesting thing. Avon almost cares.
Yeah, it's
Almost.
nice. Well, you know why he cares, right? Because he has radiation sickness and is dying without the medicine.
And he needs the tablets.
Avon cares
Yes.
a lot, especially when his butt's on the line.
Makes sense.
I liked the throwaway line. I was aiming for his head. Then they all transport back up to the ship, and Travis is in big trouble because it's all his fault, apparently.
You fool, Travis.
Yeah.
And then they're talking to the gerbil box.
Is that what it's going to be known as from now on? The gerbil
Yes.
box.
The gerbil box.
It was always a shame when you sort of recognise the interior, like that big tube is, the air vent that from the back of a washing machine or whatever.
Oh, you're ruining the magic, Alistair.
I'm sorry.
I'm all disillusioned now.
Oh
The
no.
magic
You've
is
broken
gone.
him. I hope you're happy, young man.
Now you're going to say there's no Easter bunny.
I'm
Well,
not
there's a
gonna
full
say that
moon this
after
year at Easter, so it's zombie bunny.
Yes. Flesh-eating bunnies.
That's okay. It's a full moon this Easter.
That's an Easter egg you won't be.
So we're going to
expecting.
have, Were Rabbit.
That was a very poor Doctor Who joke, that was. Alistair. Full moon. It's an Easter egg. 'Cause the
Oh,
moon
I
is an
wasn't
egg.
aware.
Oh,
okay.
God almighty, no.
I just make them up. Other people attach references.
Oh, I have no life.
Honestly, you assume that what I say has relevance.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's you don't normally drop Doctor Who lines in things anyway. So,
Well, there you go. I wasn't aware that I had. So there we go.
well, you hadn't. It's
It just oozes. I mean, Christ, Doctor Who's been part of my life since I was 2.5. So yes.
it does ooze. You're quite right. It oozes out a lot.
Well, it's warm in here, so that's probably why.
It's the pores. It opens the pores up.
Yes.
Righty-ho.
Poor
Did we
taste, that's one
enjoy
thing.
Aurak?
Oh, there's a knock on the door.
Yes.
I'm going to say good night to my man.
Oh, God, no, not again.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
I think we're safe.
Good.
I'm not looking.
I don't want to look.
Last time I looked, there was bad things.
Will you shut up? You're making me pee myself.
I'm back.
Yes, he's back, dude.
He's back.
Yes,
Okay.
he's back, dude.
He is back.
Back again.
Back
Back
again.
again. Yep.
Time.
Yep.
That then.
Look at me doing modern music from the
Hey.
90s.
10 years.
Modern music. It's 20 years old. It's fine.
15 years ago.
Look. For me, that's modern. All right.
Very good.
I've reached that age where Top of the Pops stops making sense.
Is it still on?
Watch it.
No, I don't believe so. They do a
No.
Christmas one.
Yeah.
And they show it every week. They show the old
old
ones
stuff.
on
They're into
BBC
the
4,
90s now,
which
so I've stopped
I
watching.
can't
The
watch.
ones with Jimmy Savile, apparently.
Oh no, they've cut those.
No, they're gone.
That's what I said,
Yeah.
except the ones with Jimmy Savile.
Oh,
We're not
yeah,
allowed
yeah,
to show those
absolutely.
anymore.
No
We have to
Dave Lee
preserve
Travis
those
either.
for the lawyers.
What did I see recently
that's
which had Jimmy
Hiding
Savile
in
in
plain
it?
sight.
I saw something recently that had Jimmy Savile in it. I thought to myself,
Was it Court
"Ooh."
TV?
It's, It's been just there's an appearance of it was like Colin and Tegan and with a young boy on
Oh yes.
Jimmy's on Jim Will Fix It that's trending just now because Colin's kind of saying at the time that even when they made that he felt really uncomfortable. So yeah, so
In a
maybe
fix
that
with
you maybe
Sontarans.
saw that.
With fixing, oh God, what's it called? Fix with Sontarans one. Is that
In
the
a
one?
fix
That's the one,
with
yeah.
Sontarans. Indeed,
With-
that's
I
its
can't
proper name.
remember the boy's name.
Gareth Jenkins.
That's it. Gareth
Oh
Jenkins.
God Almighty!
Well done.
I was envious.
Wow. That's
And I
impressive.
can't blame Target Books for that one. Okay. So I suppose you're wanting to know what we're going to do next week.
Oh,
That would be
let me get my
nice.
pen and
What the
paper.
hell?
Teasers, Siobhan. Teasers.
Oh, why? You flatter me.
Because you want your viewers back.
We had viewers in the first place.
I was
Three.
being optimistic.
We have 3.
Yes,
three.
yes. I don't know who they are, but we have three. I think probably.
I
You
think
guys.
I'm one, Eddie's one, and somebody else is one.
Hey,
Right.
say hello to the
The other
people on YouTube. We never say hello to the people who watch us on YouTube. We should do. Hello, people on YouTube.
Hello.
Hello, people on YouTube.
Thank
Don't
you for
forget
watching us.
to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell
Bell.
notification.
If you want notifications each time someone says something stupid.
Well,
They'll
if
be
you would
going
like
off
to,
forever.
A lot of time.
if you would like to donate to your Patreon, tough, we don't have one. Right, carry on.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you can sort of monetarily subscribe to YouTube channels now, can't you?
There is a donate
Yes.
button on the Twitch
There are
page.
donate.
On the Twitch page.
If this show had a budget, it would be.
Goes to PayPal, but I don't think anyone's ever used it.
The
So-
only time it shows budget is when somebody says to move something.
Oh, by the way, I've joined Dwas. Oh, read.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah.
Not
That-
because
that
I'm
came out
into
of the
it,
blue.
Because I saw, your notification.
I've been feeling a bit guilty because when I first joined fandom, Dwas was looked down on, and to a certain extent, people thought that they were a bit elitist.
All right.
and
Why
then-
was that? I've never been aware
I
of
don't
that.
know. You know what these things are like. They go round. People say one
But I don't-
thing, and it becomes a thing. And then there was a slight contretemps at Riverside Studios, which really peed me off. And there's a spider. There's 2 spiders.
All right. I just thought you were sort of thinking about the past, but no, it's
no,
the spider on me.
Yeah, that's a bit concerning.
Every time he wants to reminisce, he looks at his spider.
She does
And he's
indeed.
There we go. Yes.
And
I
I can't remember
Sorry.
what happened. I think I'd said something a bit off about Dwas on, I don't know, Twitter. Maybe I'd made a comment. And someone from Dwas got in touch and said, why do you keep doing this? And it actually made me think. And any grudges I had was from donkeys years ago. And frankly, my attitude was stupid. So I thought, sod it. No, fair dues to Dwas, and I'll join them. So, wait and see what happens. I'll get a copy of CT. Eddie's going to get a better internet connection.
Never.
Your video's vanished, dear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bring it back on, but
Dominic's hair is so big it doesn't fit on the screen.
I know. I had to really get that.
You
But
have to go
he-
at a real wide angle before it fits.
Well, that's just it. He's
Gen-
portrait at the moment, isn't he? He hasn't gone landscape.
I know.
Yes, of course. On the phone,
Why are
you
you
see.
pushing the trend?
Yeah. I'm dizzy now.
Oh!
Oh,
my
my
God,
word.
it
Oh,
looks
you're full screen.
bigger. Oh, my.
Oh, yes, that works.
Oh, that is magnificent. That is-
Hey, right for the end of the show. Well done, you.
I'll do this
now
in
I
future.
can see all the hair around the edges that we missed before.
Now,
That's
when you're out doing videos, remember, keep it landscape. Don't do portrait.
Yes,
Keep it landscape.
yes.
Unless it's an Instagram story, then it might end up giving someone a neck ache.
Yeah, well,
I'm not really involved in
Instagram is
Instagram.
square, so it's not so important.
Anyway, so next week, I think we're looking at the Blake 7 episode Redemption. I think that's what it's called.
Mm.
First episode
I've
of
got-
Series 2.
I've got that because I've got Series 2 and Series 3 on DVD. I lent Series 1 to somebody. End of story.
I've got Series 1 and 2, I think. I need to get 3 and 4.
I should get 4.
If anybody's
And 1.
interested, the Kevin Davies making of Blake 7, which should have been on those things, is on YouTube. They only managed to do 3 for the first 3 series, and 4th one never appeared. But they are interesting, to be fair. It's
Oh yeah,
similar-
they're lovely little documentaries.
Yes, they are. Right, so that's Redemption. The Tomorrow People episode is War of the Empires, and I am going to watch it. It's the
dear
last
God.
Tomorrow People story, so I'm going to watch it and then hurl abuse at you guys for forcing me to.
You do know there is a 93 or 92, 93 revival of it.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, I was really
Well,
looking
it's
forward
not
to it.
Good.
It's just
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
different that there's no lab, there's no Tim, and even the CW thing. I thought it's American.
Oh, the CW thing was absolutely shit.
CW thing.
Yes,
They
it's
revived
American,
the Tomorrow People for the CW.
American version
I
of the Tomorrow People. Tim was an
True.
overhead projector.
I liked it.
Had a lot of, CW young, hot people with powers.
Like I said, I liked it.
I don't know what Blake. No, I don't know what Big Finish we're going to do next week. We might look at the Doomsday Contract because we've got that in the bank to listen to if we want to. So we're going to say the Doomsday Contract, which is not a Tom Baker one, but Tom and Lala and the dog. Unless something new drops this week. Something interesting might suddenly happen. And then I'll probably get an email tomorrow telling me what's coming up. So that's that. Now I don't know what to do for our main Doctor Who thing. I've got to admit, I'm sitting here and I'm umming. I'm trying to space doctors out and... who's the most...
We
spaced
haven't
out
done a
doctor?
McCoy for a while.
Yes.
haven't done McCoy
yes,
for a
you make
long
point
while.
then. Brian,
Yes,
next Saturday, how evil are you planning on being?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Oh, right. So I'm going to have to... Ooh, right. You want McCoy, Eddie. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is why I'm spacing it out now.
It's working wonders. We're getting some good
Silver
Doctor Who.
Nemesis.
Saying
We'll look at Silver Nemesis, the 25th anniversary one.
Yes.
Pardon? What?
We've done that before, though. We did it before.
Did
We've done
it.
we?
yes, we did.
Yes,
Did
yes,
we?
we did.
Yes.
Nuts. Nuts.
Peter,
Okay, then. In that case,
That was a
Delta
punishment for that was a particular bad Saturday you had. We've watched that one.
I
Delta
think
and the
that was
Bannermen.
the one where I told you guys you were working for the bad guys.
Yeah,
The
yes,
entire time.
very possibly. Delta and the Bannermen. And I like this one, so I don't consider this to be a nasty one.
Right, Delta and the Barnum.
Okay. Delta.
It's only 3 episodes.
Oh, good.
Was it? Oh right.
A lot of rock.
That'll please Sean, my son, because he likes McCoy's up there with his favourite Doctors. So
There's a
that'll
lot
do
of
it.
rock and roll. There's the Devil's Gallop, the theme to Dick Barton. I'm just showing off that I knew that. So yes,
But you get
That'll
down
be- that's-
for calling it rock and roll.
I approve. That's tatty hilarious. Thank you. Well, that'll do for me.
good. We're still going to come up with the Doctor Who story that we're going to do for the holiday special. I'm thinking the Gunfighters. Just for you, Eddie.
We've done it.
Yeah, but not with everyone else.
I don't know if I could live that again. I really don't.
You're gonna have to go back and revisit it.
I might have to stock up on alcohol. Just
No,
saying.
I don't know what we're going to do.
I'll.
I don't want to do the Five Doctors. It's a bit too obvious. I don't know, because there's going to be so many of us. We're not going to have time to do anything else, because there's just going to be a lot of talking. Yeah, but hopefully, we'll have a full house. I don't think so, though. Sorry, Alistair, we're getting to get together with all the Flashing Blade hosts.
Check your messenger. Check your messenger, Siobhan.
Oh yeah, check the
might-
messenger. You've
Yeah,
got replies.
maybe. There might be something we can do.
She said yes. Okay, now we're cooking on gas. No offence to any other host of the Flash and Blade podcast, but she's the one people would tune in for. To be fair, her and Bob. Yeah. Yeah, very much so. Oh, this has pleased me greatly. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this. It's going to be lovely to see everybody and find out what they've been doing.
The Flash and Blade was one of the my first iPod that I got. The Flash and Blade was one of the first podcasts I listened to, and that was yourself and Joe, and then Bob joined. This is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to this.
Oh, good. And like I say, if Joe's up to it, we'll try and do a live as the action happens. See how Carlos and Rosita are coping in lockdown, and see if they can find Harold's tuba. I'm going to send her a message thanking her. That's just made me so happy. They suggested we do a test run, which I think is a good idea. So people can sort things out, and
Iron out all the technical difficulties.
yeah, like we do with this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Mm-hmm.
only problem I've noticed this evening is that sometimes when people are talking, it cuts you off.
You get that with all
Pretty
internet
good.
communication
Yeah.
stuff, though.
I thought this was going to be better than Zoom, but it's. The quality's better than Zoom, I think, but you still have that audio cut off.
I wonder if there's something in the settings that can change that.
I don't know.
Okay.
But
So, I'm
usefully,
happy.
you can adjust the volume of everyone individually. Did you know that? So if you think, oh, so and so's too loud, you can turn them down.
Of course you can.
I'm
I'm an idiot. There's me been nagging
broadcast
Eddie to
level.
turn himself down, and I could have done it myself. I'm an idiot.
You could have done.
I could have done, yes.
Yes, I know. I did that. Excuse me, that was deliberate.
Ooh.
Of you know.
My stepfather always used to say, "You don't say of." Why not? You don't say "I
say-
of," do you? You say "I have."
Yes.
So, yeah. He also taught me a rhyme from remembering sulfuric acid's chemical makeup.
Yeah. Okay.
Dear old Siobhan's dead and gone. You ne'er shall see her more. For what she took for H2O was H2SO4.
Ah, yes.
And he taught me how to fold a napkin into a bra.
Okay.
That's stepfathers for you.
What, it needed padding?
No, not really. Well, maybe back then. So, yeah, next Sunday, same as usual. You know what we're doing now. Delta and Bannerman, possibly the Doomsday Contract, unless something else happens from Big Finish. War of the Empires for the Tomorrow People, and Redemption for Blake 7. Where we will meet Norm 1. Lead character. Yeah. Anybody got anything interesting planned for this week?
Listening to the final of the Magnus Archives.
What, he, where, who, what, when?
It's a horror anthology podcast.
Ah.
They're ending it with the 200th episode.
That's a
big
good run.
fandom.
That's a good solid run. all
Oh
things
yeah,
considered.
it's got a big fandom.
Master.
I had to turn down narrating a story for Pseudopod. They asked me just when I was really ill. I was said, no, I can't do it. But there we go. Hope that I hadn't heard from them in so long, and suddenly they asked me. It was cool. And they did a follow-up as well to see how I was, which was sweet. And DWAS membership. Shout out to whoever runs DWAS membership. They sent me an email. My PayPal is in my dead name, and which is the name I used to have. And it's almost impossible to change it unless you send off birth certificates and proof of name changes. And I don't trust sending all that sort of stuff off to PayPal. I'm sorry, but I don't. You can't send copies. You've got to send the real thing. So it's stuck in my dead name. And bless them, I'd applied for it and everything else like that, and they were just sorting it out. And they emailed me back and sort of said, look, do you want it in this name or do you want it in your real name? And I thought, that is so sweet, so considerate. You know, such a kind thing to do. And didn't make a fuss out of it or anything else like that. Because I was literally just about to email them to ask them. So I thought, that is a really, really, really nice thing to do. Quite impressed by that. So shout out to DWAS membership. Definitely. I'm quite looking forward to this, if I'm honest. Hey, do you know we've been going for an hour and 3/4?
Good Lord.
Lord Almighty.
As my cat is reminding me. What do you want? What? What? What do you want?
It wouldn't be a show without the cat.
This is Mosh.
Bless.
He's my chatty.
It's not the one that swallows souls.
No, I call him Moo because he moos all the time. Don't you? A proper little mog you are.
Oh,
Beautiful little boy.
so delightful.
Oh, he just talks all the time. It's madness.
So sweet.
Okay, so shall we go?
I think it's then time.
Yes. Alistair, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, well, thank you for having me at the last minute, because I just saw your post and you said, we'll be going live in 47 minutes. That's what it said on that you'd put it 47 minutes ago. We'll be going in an hour. So I thought, I've got just under 15 minutes to send a message and hope she replies.
Oh, yeah. No. You're always welcome. So, just shoot us a message whenever you want to come on.
So, take your...
That's all right.
It's been fun.
Oh,
Been a pleasure.
liar. Anyway, so, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Well, this is something that nobody does in real life.
What, stand there
Really do it.
grinning leanly to the camera.
Bye, everybody. Yeah.
Luckily, they won't see. We're now going to play ourselves
Say
out with
Was it
music
only
and
cookies?
graphics.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Right, here we go.
Did they
Here we go.
wave?
Closing titles. Oh, and Malware Bites. Thank you very much for an advert. Sod off. Here we go. Bye-bye.
I'm not watching Twitch.
Time
Is
to
it twitching
fight
or is it
for what you
YouTube
want,
being
for all that you believe.
twitching?
It's right
I
to
don't have a
fight
Twitch
for
link,
what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.